Hi, I'm Nico Parducho, and I'm the stage manager for Hookman at CalRep. I was very shocked when I found out it was a real job, and it's a hard job to do, but it's something that I just kind of like picked up. Like when you pick something up and you're actually really good at it, I didn't know what I was doing when I started out. I just kind of like did it, and I was like, oh my god, like I can do this forever. Like this is a job. I can get paid to do this. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it. The rehearsal process. I love the rehearsal process. I love that we are the only person from the very beginning of the production to the very end. And I think that that's really cool. If I were hired by Disney to be a stage manager, they just want someone who's like really good at calling cues, who's really good at timing. And I get that. That's cool. That's part of the job. But also like I want to be there for like the discoveries, the characterization, the tech, the sound, the lights. I want to be there for everything. All of the production meetings that can run forever or like too short and I don't have any questions, but then I figure them out at the end and I'm like, "Oh my god, I should have brought that up in the production meeting." But I love the whole process of it. So I feel like whenever I think about stage managing, I think about it in like two separate kind of bubbles. There's the paperwork and the people. And there are stage managers who are all about paperwork, and that's important. I understand that. And like, I'll get it done and I'll do it, but I'm more of like a people stage manager. There are stage managers who are very like not impressionable, and stage managers who I've worked with stage managers who aren't like the people kind of like a people person basically. And I personally like to engage myself. I like talking to everybody, knowing people's names. It's part of the job, just to like know your team, know who you're working with. Oh, so while I'm sitting in a booth during a show, I am calling cues. But I'm also on headset with my light board up, my soundboard up, my assistants backstage, any PAs or anyone else who has a headset basically. And since I'm the one calling the show, I need my people who are backstage to let me know if there's anything that's going on that should not be happening. And so I just think that that's kind of that's what I do basically. I'm in the booth and I'm a problem solver in the booth while running a show. And that's a really hard thing to do sometimes because you have a cue coming up and then a problem arises and it's like 1 second, let me do this and then I'll come back to you. And it's having that like lingo, that calm lingo kind of thing and kind of like saying, okay, what has to take priority in this exact moment? So a cue is whenever you go see a theater show, like a play, every time a light changes, a sound happens, you see props come on, or a character comes on the stage, that's a cue. They hear their cue lines and when they need to come in. When I hear their lines or I see specific action, that's when I call go. But calling go is a really like peculiar and meticulous thing because when you're calling it, you have to say stand by like a few lines before and you have to break a word down. So if it's like the go is on like better and I have to call it in the beginning of better, but I have to call it right when he says the B. And that's like so meticulous, but it's really, oh, it's so fulfilling when you get it right. The stage manager is in charge of the prompt book. That's the Bible of the show, basically. And in that Bible, it has when each cue is supposed to come on, every note that needs to be taken, and it has everything that you need for the production. And if the stage manager is not there to call it, and you have the prompt book, that's cool. But also, like, your prompt book should always be able to like be formatted in a way that anyone can read it. But if there's no stage manager there to call it, and no one else has prior experience, like they can probably read off my book, but also the cues might be too early, too late because of that word breakdown that you have to do as a stage manager. And also like remembering things is part of the job and just saying like remember to do this, remember to do that. You're always like talking to your assistants, to your PAs, to your cast and saying, okay, we have to go on to this now. So if the actors are still in makeup and it's fight call, if no one tells them it's a fight call, then they're going to be in makeup for too long. They're going to miss the beginning of the show. No one's going to know what's happening. So it's kind of like we're the people who get the ball rolling and just kind of keep it at a, not a still kind of thing, but just keep it rolling until the very end. Oh my goodness. So my experience with working on Hookman has been amazing so far. And I love this show because it's so different. I'm a very big fan of like horror and slasher and dark comedy, and I've never done a show like this before. And this show has a little bit of everything, and it's a show where it takes a lot of things that don't sound like they work together, but it makes it work. And that's what I love most about it, and just watching it come to life. All the blood too. The stage blood. It's a lot of fun. Working with Lisa has been super fun. I've never had a director as collaborative as her, and so open to hearing ideas from everyone, not just her design team, not just from her actors, but she loves hearing our input from like myself, my assistants, my production assistant, and just everyone gets a little voice to her, and they're not afraid to voice their opinions to her and to say like, oh, I don't know if this actually works. Can we try this? And it's so easy to talk to her. Then she's probably one of the most collaborative directors I've ever worked with. It's important to be collaborative in theater because that's basically what theater is. It's an entire collaboration of everything. You watch a show and you just don't see acting. You see acting, you see stage combat or choreography, you see lights, sound, props, set, everything happening at once. And it's just one of those things where you have to work as a team to get the show going, to get to where you want it to be, and for it to be as successful as you want it to be.